Hello everyone, we are from GROUP3 and we are about to present our Network Tools project. Here's the table of contents and without further ado, let's get started.
So for this project, we will evaluate the network performance for our faculty's website, which is Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology, and the Manchester University website. To access the website, we'll be using UPM Wi-Fi and outside Wi-Fi, which is, in our case, we'll be using Restaurant PKS Maju's Wi-Fi hotspot and our personal Wi-Fi to connect to these two websites. And we will be utilizing all the tools that was given to diagnose and troubleshoot the connectivity issues. And we will record all the detailed analysis that we have gathered.
So these are the network tools that we used in our project. The first one will be Visual Route. The second one will be Ping Plotter, followed by DNS View. And the last one that we used is called TCP View.
Let's talk about Visual Route. The features: map data packet paths, show each hop with response times, and includes geographic mapping of IP addresses. The usage: troubleshooting, optimizing network performance, and monitoring connection health.
So this figure shows an output from Visual Route accessing an international website, or in this case, Manchester University website, via our FSKTM network. So it is shown that the geographical location was found to be located in Australia, and the route information section provides a summary of the route's performance, including the average round trip time value, which is 12.1 milliseconds, and the maximum round trip time value, which is 133 milliseconds. And also the data that travels to 11 hops has a packet loss percentage at 11.1% on average, peaking at 100%. So in this figure, it shows an output from Visual Route accessing an FSKTM website via our own broadband. So in this figure, it shows that the travel time of the data has an average of 28.5 milliseconds and the maximum reaching 217 milliseconds. There are roughly 9 hops and the packet loss for the travel results in 7.6%. So lastly, in this figure, it shows an output from Visual Route accessing an FSKTM website via Restaurant PKS Maju Wi-Fi. The average time of travel would be 7.5 milliseconds and has a maximum of 36 milliseconds. And also it is found there are 17 hops in the travel. The main significant feature of ping plotter is that it uses graphical representation of ping times and packet loss. Ping plotter is used to identify network bottlenecks, monitor network stability, and also to diagnose connectivity issues. So in this picture, it shows output from ping plotter accessing the Manchester website via the FSKTM network. So as you can see here, there's 8 hops, which means that the data travels from one hop to another 8 times. And as you can see here, the average time the data is transferred increases significantly from hop number 1, which is 83 milliseconds, to hop number 8, which is 364 milliseconds, resulting in a round trip time of 190 milliseconds. And also based on this picture, at node number 6, there is a total packet loss percentage of 50%. So all of those data are represented in a graph, as you can see on the right. So next in this picture, it shows an output from ping plotter accessing an FSKTM website via our own broadband. So in this picture, as you can see, there are 7 hops, excluding hop number 8, because hop number 8 has an error which shows destination address unreachable, which means we cannot ping the IP address for hop number 8. And also it shows the average time the data is transferred in each hop. And in hop number 2, there's a total percentage of packet loss of 100%. Hop number 5 has a total packet loss of 14%. Meanwhile, hop number 7 has a total packet loss of 10%. So all of the data and all of the time are represented in graphical representation, as you can see on the right. Lastly, in this figure, it shows the output from ping plotter accessing an FSKTM website via the Wi-Fi at Restaurant PKS Maju. So as you can see in the picture, there are 15 nodes, excluding hop number 16, because hop number 16 has an error of destination address unreachable, just like before. And at hop number 5 and 6, there is a total packet loss of 100%. And since the data is not reached the final destination at hop number 16, there is no round trip duration, but it shows the average time of each hop transferring the data. So all of the attributes are represented in the graph as you can see on the right.
So let's move on to another tool, which is DNS View. DNS stands for Domain Name System. The function of this tool is to monitor and analyze the DNS performance. So the features of this tool is to track DNS resolution times, identifies DNS errors, and provide insights into DNS server performance. By monitoring this DNS uptime, response time, and resolution latency, organizations can identify bottlenecks and optimize their DNS infrastructure to deliver a seamless and reliable user experience. The usage of this tool is to ensure efficient domain resolution, diagnosing DNS-related issues, and monitoring DNS server health. So let's take a look at the output, which is accessing international website via FSKTM network. As we can see, it has an NS, which is name server record. This record indicates the name server responsible for handling DNS queries for the domain, which is manchester.edu.sg. The name server listed in ns5.sdghost.name and its IP address, which is 103.31.228.38. This record maps the domain manchester.edu.sg to its IPv4 address, which is 162.195.135.442, identifying the server where the domain is hosted.
So, moving on to the next slide, it is shown that the output from DNS View by accessing FSKTM website using on broadband. So as we can see on the figure above, there are two DNS record lists in the window, which is A, that is stand for address record, and the second one is CNAME, that is canonical name. The A record maps the domain spellha.upm.edu.my to the IP address 121.120.69.199. This means that when a user types spellha.upm.edu.my into their web browser, they will be directed to the server at that IP address. The CNAME record indicates the fsktm.upm.edu.my is an alias for spellha.upm.edu.my. Essentially, this means that fsktm.upm.edu.my is another name for spellha.upm.edu.my at the IP address 121.120.69.199. Both records are listed under the answer section indicate that these are the resolved records written by the DNS query. So, next slide is showing about the output from the DNS view. Access the FSKTM website using restaurant PKS Madu Wi-Fi. Based on the figure above, there are two DNS record lists in the window. The first one is A and the second one is CNAME. The A record maps the domain spellha.upm.edu.my to the IP address 121.120.69.199. That is mean that when the user types spellha.upm.edu.my into their browser, they will be directed into the server to that IP address. The CNAME record indicates the fsktm.upm.edu.my is an alias for spellha.upm.edu.my. Essentially, this means that the fsktm.upm.edu.my is another name for spellha.upm.edu.my to the IP address 121.120.69.199. Both records are listed under the answer section and indicate that these are the resolved records written by the DNS query.
So let's talk about the TCP view, which is a network monitoring utility from sysinternal, which provide a detailed and comprehensive view of the network connection currently active on your Windows system. So what is the function of the TCP view? The function is to monitor TCP and UDP endpoint on the system. So the feature of this TCP view is display an active connection, local and remote address, port number, and connection state. So the uses of this TCP view is to identify active network connection, troubleshoot network service, and managing system level network activity. So for the next slide, I will talk about the output from TCP view accessing an international website via FSTM network. So this output that we get is the green highlighted row in the TCP view utility correspond to the GROUP process indicating active network connection established by the Google Chrome browser with the process ID 6572 using the user datagram protocol on a local address, which is our group member laptop, and a local port 5353 involving multicast address for remote connection, showing 24 send packet totaling 960 byte and one receive packet totaling 569 byte. So for the next slide, which is for the output from TCP view accessing an FSKTM website via our own broadband. So the green highlighted row in the TCP view utility correspond to the Chrome, indicating active network connection established by the Google Chrome browser with process ID 14602 using the both the TCP and UDP on local address and various local ports, showing multiple established state with one connection using TCP protocol having sent 22 packet totaling 24,337 bytes and received 1,343 bytes. For the last slide, the output from TCP view accessing an FSTM website via restaurant PKS Maju Wi-Fi. So the green highlighted row in the TCP view utility correspond to the Chrome, indicating active network connection established by the Google Chrome browser with the process ID 14620 using TCP on a local address and local port. So this involving a remote address 121.120.69.199 and 175.139.142.25 with a port 443, showing multiple states including established and SYN_send with one connection showing 4 send packet totaling 4,404 bytes and 7 receive packet totaling 6,029 bytes, indicating typical web browsing activity. So for the next slide, which is conclusion, it will explained by Zahid.
So in conclusion, Manchester University has higher daily visit compared to FSKTM websites. So from this project, by utilizing the 4 tools, which is Visual Root, Ping Plotter, DNS View, and TCP View, we are able to gain a very deep understanding of the connectivity issue. And by combining all the data provided by the tools, it gives us a very comprehensive approach to network analysis and troubleshooting. And it also highlights the very important usage of multiple tools to gain a very holistic understanding of network environment.
That is all from us. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.